And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for yourself.
We are the last Americans. We are the last Americans. We are the last
Yo. What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. It's Monday today.
Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy early Halloween, technically. You know what I'm saying?
Halloween's Eve.
Halloween Eve.
Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve.
Oh, so spooky.
And to that, I say crack a beer.
And that's why we lost followers.
What?
Yeah, dude.
dang.
My wife was telling me, she was like, how petty is this? She's like, you guys got this comment on a video the other day and it said, Kay, I'm done. Love listening, but that can opening crap is beyond irritating. It hurts and makes no damn sense.
What do you mean it makes no sense?
Hasta, gents. Enjoyed it while I was able to. My eardrums are more important. That's what it said.
Oh.
What do you mean it makes no sense?
Okay.
I'm drinking a fucking beer.
That's what it said, bro.
I'm cheersing to my peeps who are watching.
That's what it said. I'm just telling you what.
Well, your name's Can Crack and Chris.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
I mean, I don't want you to be a follower. So, bye.
Jeez, man. I was like, that's a little, it's a little like, that's what did it? That's what did it for you? You know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
is the cracking that obnoxious that you just can't? You just can't anymore.
I don't know, dude. Maybe is it loud or something? Like, is it like extra?
I mean,
loud?
it only happens a couple times.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. You know,
Wow, I'm really delayed.
people are.
I got a 5-second delay on my ass.
I can't tell. I can't. I mean, it seems good. Can you hear me now?
Well, yeah. No, it's like the things that I'm saying right now.
Uh-huh.
You guys hear 5 seconds later.
Well, I heard that one about 10 seconds later because you froze. So, jeez.
Dude, this
Anyways.
internet shit sucks.
I know.
Whatever, dude. I
what
like
it is.
drinking beer on the show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change that.
Yeah, I don't want you to change it. I mean, like, come on, man. Do you have to give a trigger warning for your can opening? Is that where we're at in life now? Warning, you're about to hear a cracking sound. Beware.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Anyways, guys, happy Monday. Hopefully you had a good weekend.
I did.
Did you? Did you have a good
It was
weekend,
good.
Greg? Yeah, good one?
Yeah, it was fun.
What'd you do, Greg?
Just kind of hung out with the family and relaxed a little bit. It was the last soccer games of the week or of the year.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
we
good.
went to the soccer games and then now it's jumping right into basketball.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
But it's been like super cold, but sunny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cold here today.
So
Actually.
it's still refreshing.
Yeah, it was
It was cold here.
cold today, dude. It was like 42 degrees when I...
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Well,
like
dude, there's like a massive what El Nino coming your way or some shit? Like a massive tundra?
well, I don't know if like how massive because it's supposed to be 80 this weekend. So.
Yeah, 70 something tomorrow, which will be nice. But it was wet and cold. Wet and cold. Which was
Yeah.
the first. I actually am wearing a hoodie right now.
Yeah,
which
it
is-
actually felt like the Northwest today,
Yeah,
which was weird.
It did. It did. Yeah.
It's just like home, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, I worked on I had to do the wife's car. I did an oil change, brake job, air cleaner, fucking cabin air cleaner, fucking filter. And then it was fine, except for I needed Chris's help. I was like, fuck, man. I pulled the brakes off and the whole thing's like seized. The pins, you know?
Yeah.
So I go get some shit. I come over to Chris's. We're heating it. We're fucking beating the shit out of this thing, trying to get this pin out. And it just wouldn't fucking go. So I just had to buy a new one. Just had to get it, buck up and get a new one. So now it's all good. Drives great. But well,
Yeah, it was. I've never seen something that stuck.
I have
honestly.
not seen something that stuck before.
Like Greg, we even like put like fucking.
Well, you obviously have never seen Jerry Nadler on one knee.
That's true. It was more stuck than that. I got to be honest with you.
more stuck than a Nadler.
Like Jerry Nadler moved. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he get up? Not per se, but he moved. This wouldn't even budge.
You keep putting your hand like right in front of your
Oh,
face.
I keep forgetting the cam's over here now. What's up, peoples? He moved. This would not budge, and we beat the sense out of this thing, dude.
Yeah,
like hard.
Like we used like the blaster stuff to cut rust away, and then we like torched it, and then I took a wrench and then was beating that wrench on it with a hammer.
Yeah.
And fucking nothing, dude.
I'm glad my wife's appreciative.
So, I mean, I'm pretty naive about brakes. So, like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
so there's like a little piece on where the caliper goes over the disc.
It's the caliper bracket.
And then there's a bracket that holds the caliper on, and there's 2 pins that run through.
Yeah.
To keep it together.
Well, no, it's the pins are adjustable so that when you hit the brakes, it moves the calipers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In sync. And one of them was frozen. And so the shitty part about that is I've had brake issues. You know what I'm saying? But when I looked at the brake pads, I'm like, oh, these aren't even that bad. But because that was seized up and frozen.
One side was lower.
Yeah,
than the
one
other.
side was completely like worn out and the other side was not. So it was like, it was wonky and crooked. So, I mean, I had to replace the whole damn thing, which I'm glad I did. You know what I'm saying? It would have cost, Jesus, they wanted like $800 to get our brakes done. And then if I would have had that issue on top of it, it would have been a fucking grand, dude.
Yeah.
And then it was $110 to get oil change. So my wife better thank me. I feel like I saved us a whole paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So I'm done with it though. So it's good. That was my weekend. Literally all weekend. Doing that shit.
I worked on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I didn't work yesterday, and I did nothing. I helped you. That's about all I did.
Yeah.
The whole family had a lazy day yesterday. So.
It's good. It's nothing wrong with that.
Well, dude, so how was Friday, Chris? Because I know you weren't able to join the Zoom party.
Dude, Friday sucked giant donkey balls.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Giant ones. Like, if you ever seen the biggest balls in the world.
We saw that huge testicle from that guy on that video, remember?
Oh, yeah. It was about
That's
that.
true.
It was,
slopped
they were
him down the
about
stairwell.
that big.
Yep.
And then also suck on those.
Yeah, we got done with the show. I went downstairs and you still were not home yet.
No, I didn't get home till almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So
damn, bro.
It was nice though.
sucked.
You were frustrated, but we had some drinks, we had some food, some deviled eggs, and you relaxed and you calmed down, dude. You were good. You were good to go.
I was very mad.
I told everybody, including Greg, I was like, he could quit. Like I felt it. I felt it in the air. Like this is the last day that he'll be at this fucking company.
I questioned it. Like there was a point during the day yesterday where I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
This is stupid. I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, we missed you. We missed you on the show. It was a fun show.
Yeah, I missed seeing you guys.
Yeah, it was.
I like the Zoom parties.
I mean, and every job has those days, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, God damn, dude, I can't do it.
Well,
Like, have you ever had those jobs where before you start your shift, you just have like this massive butterfly in your stomach, and you're just like, dude, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
it was kind of it was one of those situations where I was fully prepared to go to work that day, and then when I got to work, one thing after another was fucking up.
Yeah.
And I wasn't prepared. I wasn't trained correctly to deal with the issues that were happening.
Yeah. And you're fairly new still.
Yeah, I've only been there a few weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
and I was out at this hotel or at this apartment building, and the fucking scanner thing didn't work anymore. I fucking didn't know where anything was. Come to find out that there was a whole separate building that some apartments were in that I didn't know.
Oh.
And then, like, I was just overwhelmed, and I was at the point where I was like, burn this fucking van to the ground.
Well, part of it's you're new. Part of it's you're new, and you're trying to figure it out. And the other part, I mean, to be honest, it seems like a pretty rough company, dude. As far as like them assisting you with these kind of things, like they just leave you to the wolves, bro.
Yeah.
And it's a tough job, dude. Like delivering is not easy. It's not easy to do. It's tiring.
It was one of those things where I went into the job absolutely confident in myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck. I can't do it, dude.
Yeah. It's like doing 3 hookers at the same time. You feel confident until you're like, whoa, this is overwhelming.
Yeah.
No,
well, unless you go Hunter Biden mode, all right? Then you're just pure freaking boner confidence.
I'm sure I'd be more successful than I am at this point if I was like on coke the whole time, always.
Oh, really?
Like I bet I wouldn't be as tired, and I could pick up the pace.
Oh, so you're gonna do some blow?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Do you see other drivers that are like super freaking? Come on, guys! Come on!
No,
Get some pep in your step. Let's do this.
Yeah, there's a lot of like super in shape dudes that are like doing it, and they clearly don't have a problem.
How is it for you? Like, because I haven't asked you that, but like, I know for me, like, because I'm not like the fastest moving human being in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I have a steady pace. When I'm working, it's one thing. I'll pick up the pace, dude. But when I've been driving recently, like, I noticed myself pouring sweat and just running everywhere because I feel like I have this like where I'm like, I know I can get this done sooner, and it's almost like a personal goal of like, it says it's supposed to take me 6 hours. I'm going to get it done in 4.
Yeah.
So I'm like running, dude.
Well,
And
so
like,
hold on, Dave. When you deliver packages, is there some sort of remnants of jizz sweat?
No,
Like-
I haven't smelled that for a while.
Oh my
bro.
god, I smelled jizz.
I haven't either.
No, it was
No,
like,
I haven't. It was like a 1 day thing where
Yeah.
it was like me and Dave were both sweating, and we're like, man, we smell like.
I think we were getting out the Washington, you know what I mean, or like the Austin or something, dude. Something was
Dude,
coming
that was
out
like
of us.
a year's worth of jizz sweat.
God, dude. I know, man.
Because you guys have been out of Washington for a while.
I don't know.
I don't know what it was, but like it was something with the heat and the humidity that was like really rough. And I had it the week we moved in when we were unloading the truck is when I had that happen.
Yeah.
And I told you when you came over to help, and I was like, dude, I smell like cum. I don't know what the fuck this is. And you're like, bro, what the fuck? And then you had it happen to you.
Yeah. And when I was digging that trench over here, fixing
Yeah.
my water line,
Yeah.
or like burying it,
Yeah.
it was the same thing. I was like, I was
Did
sweating.
you guys share a meal or something? Like,
I think it was
did
like
you have some Rocky Mountain oysters or something?
It was like the man coming out of us. You know what I mean? Like it was like these like primitive
we
hormones
were
and pheromones.
excreting man.
Yeah, dude. Like we were working hard and like we were turning cavemanish.
No, that is true. I mean,
Dude, you know what? I don't think you sweat enough. That's what that tells me.
Dude.
It's like you got all that stuff built up in
Dude,
you.
I
You know?
sweat.
since I got this delivery job, like I sweat more. I didn't sweat this much when I was racing dirt bikes for a living.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's probably the humidity that makes the sweat come out even more.
That's true.
But
sure, dude.
but yeah, dude, I've never experienced sweat like this.
Yeah, I was soaked the other day. It's absolutely soaked. Top to bottom, dude.
Yeah.
Pants, shorts, or whatever, shirt, fucking
Do you
vest.
have to wear like a dress code? Do you have to wear like khaki pants or anything? Either of you?
I don't. I can do whatever I want.
I have to wear an outfit. Yeah,
I wear a vest.
It's not khaki
like-
though, right?
No, it's not khaki. It's like what's that?
Navy.
No,
It's
it's
like a blue.
What's that fabric?
Oh, mesh. Like your mesh, your fucking your
Yeah, I wear like
your
a
vest.
shirt and then
like
a vest over it and then shorts. I just
Yeah.
don't know. I can't remember what.
it's like an athletic, like a dry, you know, like that wicking kind of shirt,
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
like that sports.
but it's not.
fit.
But they're not like tight. They're like they're looser fitting.
Yeah, and I for me, I can wear whatever I want to. So, and I wore pants one day, and it was a huge mistake. So I just shorts at this point. You know, it's just too hot, dude. It's too hot to wear pants.
I did have to start putting some shit on my balls.
Yeah.
my ball area because
little-
I was like, I
little
came
powder.
home.
You
and I
got
was-
ball deodorant now?
It's not deodorant. It's
Powder.
it's like a cream. It's not even a powder. It's like a lotion almost, but then it turns to a powder later.
Okay.
Well, that's okay. What is this stuff made out of?
They're
Oh,
called. It's called Happy Balls.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
so it's like
This is
what's
not
it
a
made out of?
promo. We're not sponsored by Happy Balls.
happy balls.
I don't know what it's made out of.
Oh.
The wife
Well,
got
it's
it
not
for
like
me.
all like a bunch of chemicals you're just rubbing on your balls, right?
I actually haven't even looked.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Dude.
I feel like something that is liquid or like lotiony that turns to a powder, probably not the best thing in the world. You know
Well,
what I mean?
actually, if you think about it, Dave,
What's that?
it's like it's like that cream. You know, like that anti-rash cream that you put on your baby's butt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're wiping the baby's ass later, you're like, what the hell's all this clumpy shit? You know what I mean? Because it clumps up.
I've never had a clump up, dude. We use that stuff all the time.
Well, it was like that, the stuff in the red tube.
Like the
You know what I'm talking about?
It's the butt paste.
Yeah. The butt paste.
butt paste, right?
Yeah, I put that shit on.
It would always like clump up.
Dude, I think you might be putting too much on, dude. I gotta be honest with you. Like mine usually.
Well, you're supposed to put like a quarter of the tube each apply or like each
Oh my
application.
God.
Jeez.
Here you go, son. You're never gonna have a
Man.
rash again.
No.
Maybe he just ended up sweating so much that it clumped up.
That might
like
be
he
the
would
case.
sweat immediately and it'd just like run off and then
Yeah.
clump.
Maybe.
I guess. I mean, he pissed himself too. So I mean, I'm gathering like
Yeah.
the pee would soak into this stuff.
But like
yeah.
usually,
A little bit of ammonia
You know
that
when my
might be in
daughter
there.
like pees, dude, like it kind of just wipes off almost like a cream still. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It's like it's not clumpy. It's not like I don't know. It's like malleable. It's not like clumpy. I don't know.
Chris, you should go grab your ball thing and like we should read it right now
Oh my
and just
God.
see like what the hell is in this shit.
Okay, I will.
Okay, go do.
I'll
that.
go get it right now.
Dude. The other thing while he's doing that, they kind of like blew my mind, dude. Listen, I'm not I like sports, but hockey's not my thing.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the dude that fucking died the other day?
I did.
Oh
And it's a
my
big deal because it was a black man. First of all, I didn't know there was a black man in hockey.
Oh, there's
that might, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, there's
Because it's one of those things where you're just like, there's not a lot of black people playing hockey, bro.
there wasn't when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were younger and hockey was thing, there
It's
wasn't
less than 1%. That's
Oh.
what I've seen. And so I'm like, okay, so he was the one, the black man killed the white man. And there's like
Wow,
this
that's-
big like hubbub of like, if this was the other way around, this would be freaking national
Well,
news. Boom.
see, I haven't heard any of that. I don't know like what kind of listen. The only thing I heard was somebody said like, was it accidental or was it intentional? Somebody had mentioned was it an intentional kick? But the dude, I mean, it was tragic, bro. Like the
he
hockey,
sliced his neck,
he
right?
sliced. Yeah, he fucking
Wait,
sliced
what?
in hockey. He died like 2 days ago. Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, something or other. I'm not a real big hockey guy, but he
Somebody
fell.
was slitting throats with
He
hockey.
fell. He
with-
felt like he collided with somebody and fell.
No, dude,
and
it
another
wasn't fell.
skate.
This was like a kick. This was a purposeful kick.
No,
And
he hit
the
somebody.
murder was trending on Twitter, so I clicked on it and I watched the video. And if you watch, it looks like he did like a freaking Chuck Norris roundhouse kick up to the guy's neck with his ice skate.
Yeah, but the guy
Fuck.
hit.
No way.
The guy, if I'm not
Wow,
mistaken,
look at the video.
the guy hit another guy, and like they were going down, and then that kick, whatever it was, accidental or not, like the kick came up as he was going down, and he like was gushing immediately, and he died. He died literally at the fucking rink. You know what I mean? And it
Oh
was
my God.
tragic as fuck.
Could you
bro.
imagine seeing that shit?
Well, yeah. I mean, when you like, yeah. I mean, listen, bad things happen.
What's the guy's name?
Adam Johnson, I think is what it is. What's sad about it is there's how many kids are out there like watching a hockey game with their parents or their dad or some shit, and then like you see a fucking bloody skate rink. I mean, because that's what it was. It was a absolute bloody ice rink, man.
Dude, he barely collided with another person. He raised his
yeah.
leg on purpose.
That was actually
Like, that's-
yeah. So the video that I'm mixing it up with a different video, but
This is
yeah,
like blurry as shit, but
it is blurry. I don't. Yeah,
1 second.
you're putting it. Yeah, I mean viewer discretion, obviously. Like it doesn't show. It's only 2 seconds, but
He put his leg up, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, I saved another video.
Ugh.
I don't want to, trigger any fucking YouTube shit. I mean, it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. And yeah, like there's something about that's pretty fucking gnarly, dude.
Yeah, that looked like
That's not the video I was thinking of. I must have saw like it might have been the same guy in a different hit incident, but
that looked pretty purposeful.
and he fucking, basically he just started bleeding immediately, like just blood pouring, and they were got him on a stretcher and shit, and
That's gnarly.
it's pretty fucked up. It's really
That's
fucked
gnarly.
up, man. And they do offer like neck protection for these athletes, and a lot of them just think it's uncomfortable. And a similar situation with NASCAR. They had that headgear that they had back when Dale Earnhardt fucking
yeah.
died, and a lot of people refused to wear it because they said it was like they weren't used to it. It was uncomfortable. And I don't know that that's per se what killed Dale Earnhardt, but it's just when you get this new stuff that's like supposed to help you. A lot of these people have been skating since they were 5, and throwing in something new, it throws you off.
So when did this happen?
This just happened a couple days ago,
A couple days ago. Did it happen
like 2 days ago or a day ago.
on Saturday?
Yeah, it would have been Saturday or Sunday.
It was a full moon Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a full moon, partial eclipse.
Yeah, dude.
Matthew Perry died too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of weird shit about that one too.
I don't find anything weird about it, man. I watched the video you did.
I know you don't. You never do.
No. Well, because explain to me because listen, I watched the video that you produced and I was going, this doesn't make sense. Like, explain to me like what you find weird about it. Because my wife obviously is a huge Friends fan. I mean, huge.
Oh yeah.
And so she was absolutely devastated. And I'm like, the only thing I said was, I'm surprised he lasted this long. That's how I look at it.
He went through a huge like drug battle there for a while.
Dude, even filming.
He did.
Yeah, even filming. He was.
I don't think that he was on drugs right now. Like,
no, they said there was no drugs
he wasn't on drugs
around or anything like that.
Yeah, and I just don't know how you pass out and drown in a jacuzzi, and you're a 54-year-old man.
Did they say there was no alcohol?
They haven't said that.
There's no alcohol, no drugs. I mean,
No,
they
said
haven't
there was
done
no
the toxicology
drugs or
report.
alcohol near him, is what they said.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean
they did find medication like antipsychotic stuff.
So there could have been
COPD,
drugs or alcohol in his system.
Could have been.
But there just wasn't any around him. Like he would have got partied somewhere else and came home.
Well,
maybe?
he was pickleballing before that. So
yeah, for 2 hours.
What is pickleball?
So I mean, he was doing some. He had like he was being physical, and his friends and all the family and all that stuff were like, dude, he was doing good. Like he was happy.
Yeah.
He seemed to be at the top of his, he's, getting over that hump.
Yeah.
Dealing with all this shit. But the weird shit is like the whole Batman themed. And yeah, it could have just been something that he was planning for Halloween.
It wasn't.
But if you look at his memoir, the last chapter of his memoir is even entitled Batman. And like the memoir is something about your entire life. And his last chapter is Batman. It's kind of just, it's weird.
So
you know
he's
what I mean?
had multiple interviews about Batman. Just so you know, like I don't know how much you've dug on it, but he's had multiple interviews throughout the past couple of years about Batman.
For what?
He first of all, he's a huge Batman fan, fan, and he said that he has always looked at his situation and compared it to Batman. That's why he calls himself the Matman, right? Because he said Batman was a loner. He was dealing with like internal issues, didn't have a lot of friends. Didn't have a lot of people. But did he call
himself Matman before
he did.
The Instagram bursts?
Yes, he did. He did years ago. He literally had an interview years ago talking about this and was saying, like he said, I have a whole room in my house dedicated to Batman. It's the Matman cave. So he literally has like, he's a huge fan of Batman. Those TVs that you were showing and all this, the Batman stuff, he's been doing that for years, man. He's been talking about it for years. That's why he has it in his book. That he said that, he was very, kind of close to the idea of who Batman was as a character and felt that him as a person was like Batman. Like he was he had a lot of internal dealings.
They should have had Matthew Perry be Batman.
I don't think he could have done this. Yeah.
Dang, dude.
But
yeah, no, I find that, you can be, obsessed with Batman. Apparently he's obsessed with Batman, but like the final week before his death, just all of these random posts all about Batman. Like, why not do that stuff throughout his whole life too?
I think he has.
No, why just wait?
I think he has done stuff like that. And he's talking, I mean, like what I'm saying is that he's had these interviews where he's discussed why he calls himself Batman, why he references Batman in certain aspects. And for him, he said that he felt like Batman. That's what he said. He's like, it was my favorite character. And he said he was a person who like saved people and also dealt with strife on his personal level. Like Bruce Wayne was a traumatized person. But Batman saved people. And his whole thing was, I'm traumatized. And yet his new goal was to save people who were addicted to drugs and save people who were. And so he said that he felt like a Batman kind of figure where.
Did Bruce Wayne's colon explode as well?
Huh?
I feel like that would be a tie-in.
His colon?
There's something there. There's got to be something there. I don't know.
Did Matthew Perry's colon explode?
No.
His colon exploded, bro. Yeah.
It exploded?
Yeah, he had to go to the hospital because of he had so much shit in his colon because of he was taking like 50 something Vicodin a day, bro. 55 Vicodin a day.
Well, like back when he was going
up
through some crazy drug shit back then.
I mean, that makes.
Oh yeah,
that could make. I mean, listen, we know that like that can fuck up your bowels and shit. Like those people that are doing, and who knows all the kinds of shit he was on, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Could you imagine like a Matthew Perry Batman though? I mean, that'd be sick.
I don't think it would.
Could you be?
It would be funny. It would be
criminal?
sarcastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be like very sarcastic Batman. Like,
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Like,
I
really?
think
Are we going to do this?
don't
Okay, I'm
know.
going to have to beat you up now.
I'd love to. I definitely want to see the reports when they come out of like what led to this. I don't know, man. I'll say this. Like, I mean, we've been talking about it for a long time. Like, just common knowledge, I should say. Like, hot tubs, you get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You get warm. And
Yeah,
like,
he
there's
could've-
a
what
lot
if
of people that spend too much time in the hot tubs and they die. Like, that is
Yeah,
not
if he
uncommon.
like
That was
fell-
another thing that was weird too. Is that last post was in the hot tub, right? And it's just like,
Yeah, like
So
what if
weird.
what if he fell asleep and he just like fucking cooked?
Well, you could have sank and drowned. You know, if he like dozed off or fucking got overheated and fucking just bloop, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
like if you're not on drugs, I just don't see that happening.
It does happen.
Like unless you're on drugs.
No. It does happen. They like literally tell you should not be in a hot tub for more than an hour. Like that is like a common warning.
And you'll
Because
pass out or something.
You can pass out because the heat, like it is hot. You know, obviously some are hotter than others. I gotta get my hand away from this damn cam, dude. But it like they tell you like do not like stay in the hot tub too long because your body can overheat. You can get like lightheaded. You can faint. Like I mean, it's. I'm not saying it's a tragedy that happens all the time, but it absolutely is a warning. And so if he had a long day, 2 hours of pickleball, and he gets home, gets in the fucking hot tub, he's already exhausted. Maybe, you know, because he wasn't in great shape. Let's be honest. He's not like super fit. Who knows? You know, like
apparently for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, almost 500 people die a year in swimming pools and hot tubs.
Yeah, it says the
Oh,
shocking
it's
number.
swimming pools? Okay, I can see it.
The shocking number of hot tub deaths, according to U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commissions, an estimate 80 people die every year from drowning in a hot tub.
Yeah, for sure, dude. And I know like the statistics on suicide and stuff. Like he was like at the age, it's usually men in their 50s.
Oh, I don't think it's
and
suicide.
it happens around 3 to 4 p.m. He was found dead around 4 p.m. It's like everything to a T fits suicide.
Do you think it's suicide? I don't think it was suicide at all.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
People were saying like if it were, then he would have taken something, right?
No, I just
Because he did talk about like in his memoir, he talked about how he didn't want his life. He was just miserable. You know what I mean? Like nothing that he did could make his life any better. That's why he was like addicted to all these pills, addicted to alcohol.
see-
Like he's just a miserable person.
I don't think it's suicide, personally. Just based off of his recent interviews about his book that was coming out and what he was talking about. Now, listen, obviously, even with Chester Bennington, like you can't always tell. Like Robin Williams, you can't always tell when somebody's at that point. But his interview seemed like he was finally like going, I know now what I'm dealing with, and I'm able to help people. He started a safe house or like a rehabilitation home or whatever those are called that he just
rehab center type
a
thing.
rehab kind of center for himself. Like I felt like just listening to his interviews, he was at a place where, and he even said he's like I can't even help myself all the way, but I'm able to like answer every question for somebody else, which is back to the Batman reference. He said I don't have the answers for me, but when somebody asks me, I have answers to give them. So he felt like he had this role now. Like, fuck the actor side of things. Like, he had this role of taking care of people that were going through the same shit. And I would find it very hard to believe, like, for me personally, that he committed suicide. I didn't see that at all. Listen to him talk. I felt like he had motivation.
Yeah.
It says,
I don't think anybody saw
says
that.
right in this article, the temperature of a hot tub should always be kept below 104 degrees. When it's hotter than that, it can cause a person to become fatigued and pass out, making it difficult to escape. And that's how most people end up dying, is they have their hot tub too hot and it makes them pass out.
And I think he did just recently move into this house. So maybe he was not kind of up to par with how that jacuzzi settings work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
maybe.
It absolutely could be, dude. You know, it could be. I listen, to tie it all together, I mean, absolutely, you're right that, like, it is weird to have the Batman kind of references coming in the week before. But, you know, if I don't know. People do things and they say things, and this is not new. So I'm not like completely shocked by it or surprised by it that he's brought it up, because he has talked about it in past interviews, you know? So yes, the timing is funky, and the kind of
and
the
it's
tweets
just,
are.
yeah, it's the timings. It's what he said. It's the memoir. The last chapter of his life, the last chapter of his memoir ends as Batman. And he just went on a Batman spree down at the, and all of the captions on the post is like, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm trying to tell you? And it's like, no, I don't know what you're trying to tell me.
Well,
like, what the fuck are you trying to say?
I think
Just
he was.
say it.
I think he was trying to do the comparison, like I was talking about earlier. I think that's what it was. And in fact, when they did that Friends reunion thing, and they were all sitting on the chairs.
Oh yeah.
And I saw that one quick video where the interviewer was asking the group. They said, like, "Do you guys still communicate?" And Lisa Kudrow was like, "Yeah, like, you know, we don't talk every day, but like, if somebody reaches out, we always get back to them. We always like communicate. We're like family." And they said, "What do you think, Perry?" And he said, "I don't hear from anybody." And so, like, was it a joke, or was he separated? You know what I'm saying? Because listen, we all know that he had drug battles, and I think they realized that. Was he separated? You know, like, did they kind of let him do his thing because he was dealing with some shit, and he
shunned him?
Yeah, maybe he didn't have anybody.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
they probably didn't want to, it was probably like a publicist thing. Like, hey, don't be hanging around Matthew Perry because he's on drugs. Do you want to be associated with drugs?
Well,
Don't hang out with him.
You're on to it there, possibly. And the other thing is, Greg, we've had friends, and I'm sure, Chris, you have too, but we've had friends who got hooked on drugs.
Yeah.
And love them to death at the time, best friends, like great friends all the time, but you do step away. You do.
Well, for sure, dude. It's like, would you, like, it's kind of like, I think it's different in Hollywood because it's like, you're constantly trying to prepare for a role and for a job interview. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And people see you. They see who you're hanging out with every day, and they pay attention to that stuff. So it's like somebody, like an employer, going on your Facebook or on your social media, seeing who you're hanging out with and being like, oh, this person over here is ripping a bong.
Yeah.
This person over here is freaking shooting up something. Like, what? Who is this person hanging out with? Like, should we hire this guy?
Maybe, but then Hollywood in itself, like, how many people do this? Like, this is not,
for sure, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what he was doing was not completely uncommon in the Hollywood world.
True.
So,
But
and
he was
also,
in rehab. He was out there as, I have a problem. Like,
But-
it was clear.
I know, but I
he
feel
went to
like-
over like 6,000 AA meetings.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he did. He went through a lot, dude. And I just would argue that a lot of people do that. A lot of people go through AA meetings, and we've seen a lot of Hollywood and musicians.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't get shunned. Like, I felt like he kind of ended up being a loner. Like, and again, the Batman thing makes sense when he was just in his little mini mansion by himself. Like, he wasn't married, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know that
He had Alfred.
He called. Did you know that he called his helper
Yeah,
Alfred? Did you know that?
Did he?
Yeah, in his interview, he said, "I am such a big fan that my assistant calls me Matman, and I call him Alfred." Like, that's how in.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
You know what? His assistant found him drowned.
Yes, he did.
And his assistant was the one who pulled his head out of the water and lifted him up.
Yeah, I mean, listen. At the end of the day,
Apparently.
it's sad. I mean, it's sad because, like, that TV show, not my personal favorite, but arguably one of the best of all time. Like, as far as like popularity,
iconic.
It's
Oh,
iconic,
yeah.
bro. And that is my wife's favorite
It
character.
set a
from that.
fucking generation. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a whole generation kind of grew up watching that fucking show and knows people.
Yeah.
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 Well, and the next best thing, I mean, the Friends 2.0 is How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
Right?
no. Office,
Kinda?
baby. That's my go-to is The Office. I never liked that show. I gotta be honest with you.
How I Met Your Mother was funny, but it wasn't Friends.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's the same style of
It's
show.
a little bit,
where you have
yeah.
the open set.
A
you
little
know what I mean?
bit, yeah.
Yeah, that late 90s, early 2000s, the kind of sitcom style, I mean, that was all based off of Friends. And we saw a lot of shows come in and try
Exactly.
that same model.
No, yeah.
You're right as far as like an absolute close comparison, but I mean,
like
Friends
the
is
Modern
just-
Family and The Office. The Office set that trend for that single cam,
Yes.
like follows
Yes.
the
Oh,
person
yeah.
around.
Yes,
Yep.
it did.
And then you had Modern Family kind of blow up off that as well. But
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
if there was any kind of like show that was recorded that was kind of the similar, that 70s show was kind of similar in the same kind of style.
did. It was pretty close. It was fairly close. Yeah.
And that was a huge fucking show too.
Yeah, I mean, that whole like six friends,
Yeah.
they're all different personalities and
Yeah.
I think obviously there's shows that are older that probably did that first. Like, let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
But Friends, for whatever reason, took off.
Like Cheers.
And it's just weird that
Yeah.
some of them had careers, but like Schwimmer did some stuff here and there. Obviously, Jennifer Aniston continued to blow up. Courtney Cox just fucking pumped her face full of fucking toxins.
yeah,
Married David Arquette and did Scream. And then But like, I mean, he did some stuff for sure. Matthew Perry did some movies and shit, some good ones. You know,
Oh yeah, The Whole Nine Yards. That was a good one.
Arguably, he was the second, like continuing on different movies and stuff. He was the second most after Jennifer Aniston. I think he did. Jennifer Aniston's done a lot. He's done probably second most.
Yeah.
Because the other dude,
Kudrow?
Cujo did a couple.
she's done a couple. She's done things.
Was the High School Reunion one after Friends?
High School Reunion.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I don't know about that.
Fuck, what's the name of that one? It was her and
Jennifer Aniston?
Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion.
I don't know anything.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that movie. That was like freaking 20 years ago, dude. Wasn't
well,
it?
fuck, Friends was.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That
like,
at least 25.
What?
but Jennifer Aniston at least was in a movie in the last 5 years.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Well, Lisa Kudrow has been too.
Yeah, but see, Lisa Kudrow has. Listen, I'm not a huge follower, so correct me if I'm wrong, but she's never been like a lead. You know what I'm saying? Like she's always in a movie, but
She's been a lead.
What movie does she lead in?
I don't remember
That
the
one
name.
that Krista said.
Yeah, she was a lead in the movie.
I know, but
20 years ago.
Remember, she was like
But she's been in a lead in a recent movie. It was like almost like a fucking a horror style movie or something.
I don't believe it. I don't fucking believe it.
Here, I'll look it up.
on
I'll look it
IMDb.
up. I'll look it up
Like
right now.
Jennifer Aniston absolutely has been a lead, like a co-lead, 100% with Adam Sandler. She did that fucking Meet the Millers or whatever the fuck that
Yeah,
movie was.
that was funny.
And Matthew Perry's been a lead in movies recently. Like he's been a lead, at least within the past 10 years, I should say. But the other ones really haven't been like leads. You know what I'm saying? Like none of them really have had their own. Lisa Kudrow,
Yeah, like Joey is probably the worst actor out of all of them.
dude, I love
You know
Joey
what I mean?
though too, man. But
He's funny though, dude.
Yeah,
that guy.
I mean,
oh, she was
I
in
could live
Space
without him.
Force.
Space Force, yeah. She was in Boss Baby too. She's in both Boss Babies as voices.
Dude, we're scraping the bottom right here, Chris.
Boss Baby was a huge movie, dude.
Alec Baldwin?
She was just
Was
a
he the
grandma.
boss baby?
She was just a
Yeah,
grandma.
Alec Baldwin's the Boss Baby. Yeah.
See, look at this, man.
I mean, they're not like super like box office movies.
Can you
but-
show the screen or?
yeah.
Nothing. No leads, bro. She was in Booksmart. I think she was the teacher in Booksmart.
This is Lisa Kudrow we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
What
But
she's
like,
doing.
no.
Rick and Morty.
But she was just a Tyrannosaurus Rex god, a voice. I mean, like, it's not.
I don't know what's upcoming here. The Parenting, Time Bandits.
See, I'm just saying, like, she's been in movies, but she's never been a major. She's been a support for movies. That's it.
So whenever there's like a death out of like a franchise like this, you'll see something blow up. Like I saw like the Rembrandt song.
Yeah.
There was like something like a massive streaming request for the Rembrandts, like the opening
Toys,
theme
bro.
song.
Funko Pops.
Dude, Friends is gonna blow up again.
Yeah. It already
That's
is.
usually what it
That
is.
song,
It's gonna make a shitload
that
of money.
song, dee, whatever the song was, I forget.
That was way off.
That was
but
way off.
Fuck, man.
Wow, what is this? What
I
the
don't
hell
know.
are you singing?
For you.
Yeah, that song. That
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
Where did you come up with it?
I was doing the music part of it at the beginning.
It wasn't even right.
Yeah, I know.
You literally
Hey,
just
everybody,
made
welcome
that
to
up.
Friends. We're back in the 1929.
But that song has been everywhere.
Oh, for sure.
Like all over
Yeah.
TikTok, all over Instagram. Like that song is fucking trending.
Do you
again.
know that wasn't even the song that they wanted to choose?
Yeah, I heard
Oh,
that.
really?
I heard that, but I
It
didn't know
was
what the other one was.
REM's Shiny Happy People was the song that they wanted, but REM refused.
Oh.
I think that was the song.
I mean,
Shiny Happy People.
that-
I mean,
actually-
they lucked out because this other song works way better.
Well, it blew up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Would if it was Shiny Happy People, would that song, because to be fair, that was already a very
No,
big song.
shiny, happy people No, that wouldn't be as good. That wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't have the same ring or catch to it.
You say that now.
I say that now, but I just feel
hindsight.
like it wouldn't. I feel like it wouldn't.
But see,
work.
REM.
That would have killed the show. It wouldn't have
REM
been, it
was
wouldn't have been a hit.
Oh Jesus, that is such a. REM is a huge band, though. You like
REM is
exactly.
a huge band, yes.
and they didn't need that song.
Exactly.
They didn't need
That's
it.
why I think they turned it down because they're like, what is this? Some random TV show wants to use our song? Hell no.
They fucked up.
Well, maybe
They
not
did?
though, because
Kinda.
the Rembrandts or whatever, like I said a couple shows ago, they didn't make as much money as you.
Yeah, but
would think.
they weren't a huge band in the first place, so they
No, they
probably
weren't.
didn't sign a
But
contract
that's
for
what REM was.
REM was.
Yeah.
I know,
So
but
they
they
didn't need
probably
that
didn't
shit.
sign for a large amount of royalties,
Yeah.
and then they never really did anything after that.
But I'm
So-
saying REM had probably better lawyers, a lot more money.
oh yeah,
And had they done it, they would have probably made a fucking killing, dude. Because they probably would have got royalties.
they probably wouldn't have had the budget to buy REM.
Well, I don't know. I don't.
Which is probably why they went with the Rembrandts.
Maybe. But REM, I mean,
Isn't that funny that Rembrandt starts with REM too?
I just can't-
REM Brandts.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
The
they just went with the second best
next
they
on
could
the
get.
list, bro.
The producers is like,
was
we
next on the
got to
list.
get close to it. That's it.
Dude, they were going through a fucking like Napster list and it was like REM.
That's
no.
hilarious.
Rembrandts, absolutely. It's fucking-
Yeah, that's what they did for sure.
It makes perfect sense. dude.
God.
That's hilarious. Because I mean, B is the next one, right?
yes,
Rem.
It would have been, dude. Oh my god, that actually, see, that makes perfect sense. That makes absolute sense, man. Yeah, you know what? It works
was
out.
just
It works
next
out. They made money. They didn't have to do much else in their lives, and they came out with $18 million from it. So, or whatever the fucking. I'm just saying they did well with
They
that
made a
one
shit ton of
single
money.
song. They did well. But yes, you're right. I mean, like all that stuff. Now people are getting nostalgic with it again because, you know, to be fair, it's in my household every single week. That is playing in our household, and it has been since me and my wife have been together. It's literally that much in our house.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, it's not like there's this resurgence of it. Like it already has been there, and I think for a lot of people, it's been there, especially when Netflix came out, you know, or whoever it was that put it
Dude,
out.
yes.
Yeah, that was
it's just
huge.
like the same thing what happened when Coolio died. Like Gangsta's
Yeah.
Paradise just freaking blew up again. Like there was a bunch of Coolio stuff,
Yeah.
and then it died down again. You
Well,
know what
I mean, with Friends, I don't see it, you know, dying down, like, because it'll always be that show that's on reruns. You know,
Oh,
it just
yeah.
always will be. Coolio, you know, that's like a nostalgia. Like you just go back to it for a week and listen to it, and you're like, okay, I'm over fucking 1, 2, 3,
yeah.
4.
Okay, he died. I'm
I mean,
accepting
it's
it now.
sad, but you know, I think
The
Matthew
same thing with
Perry's
like
big.
was it DMX that died?
Yeah.
And we all did it. Listen to DMX that day. For sure.
Oh, this is how Rough Riders roll. Whatever the fucking
Stop.
Yeah.
Drop. Put 'em on, everybody.
Closing out shop.
I don't know that fucking part, dude. I gotta be honest with you.
Wow,
I
we are
mumbled.
white. We are so white. Yeah, that's all good though. Eh.
It's sad. Yeah, it's sad. Anytime somebody dies, it's sad. You know, and a guy who had a life like that, that's just, it's a rough thing, dude. We'll find out. I'm curious. I'm very, very curious on what the autopsy says. But the truth is they can fudge that shit up, and we would never know.
I was just gonna say, do you trust Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy report? I mean,
Well,
it's like so many of those can be.
Epstein
You know,
was
I'll
a
pay you to say
significant
something.
situation.
I personally don't think that Matthew Perry is involved in some kind of weird shadow fucking conspiracy bullshit.
Well, he was on the flight logs.
No one knows who's on the flight logs.
That's what they're
my
saying.
thing.
That's what they're saying. Listen, you know me. I'm not getting into. I'm just saying that's a lot of people are saying is like, why are people so like sad? This guy was actually a bad person. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to. I don't know. I don't know.
I've seen comments like that too. Like, hey,
Yeah.
F it, F him. He was on the flight logs.
Dude, it's a
Who
life.
cares?
It's a life, man. And here's the deal: when you're that fucked up, and no excuses by any means, but that man was a fucked up person after especially when Friends ended.
No, yeah.
And so it wouldn't even shock me if he
there
did
was.
crazy
I don't
shit.
know if it was an interview, if I heard it from somewhere, but I think he did an interview where he said that he like didn't remember like half a season.
Oh, he
Wasn't even conscious for the majority of the shit he was doing. He was just so fucking high that it was just going.
And if you're
How tall was he?
How tall was he?
6'3"?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you guys look that up
I
real
don't know
quick?
why that
If
fucking
I try to
popped in
look
my
up anything, I'll freaking glitch.
And you know what?
So-
What's a perfect person to blackmail? A celebrity who is very famous, who is also a massive alcoholic, who blacks out constantly. Like, are you kidding me?
Dude,
Perfect.
yes, that's why they get people on drugs. They can take
Yeah.
advantage of them. That's like, have you ever seen, God dang, the mobster film, the frickin' The Godfather, dude? That's what they did. They drugged up somebody,
Yeah.
put a dead body in the bed, said, hey, look what you did.
Yeah.
You don't remember? Like, oh shit.
How tall was he? 5'11".
5'11". He was my height.
Yeah.
5'11". So
Yeah.
he got down to 128 pounds.
That's
what
real
I read.
small, bro.
That is real small.
That is
That's
very,
I
very
think
small.
I think normal weight for like my height is like 160, 165.
Yeah.
Well, you remember that? Listen, I don't. It's not my favorite, but there was a one episode in Friends where they were playing football, like little tag football. Like I don't know if it was Thanksgiving. He was wearing the New York Giants sweatshirt, and fucking Monica was wearing the New York Giants hat backwards.
Oh, yeah.
On the same team. If you watch that, he was grossly thin in that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there was a period during filming where he was very tiny, like very, very small. And then he started picking up a little bit of weight towards the end there again. But yeah, man, a troubled person, man. And it is sad because I do believe that he probably did help people over the past couple of years, like who were dealing with shit. I think that he did try to, whether he did stuff bad before, we don't know. But I do think that he was trying to help people that were addicted and trying to make a famous person like approachable. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he said. He goes, I think a regular person who sees a famous person who goes through the same things, if not worse or equal, will look at them for inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how he looked at it. And some of the stuff that he said in his book, there was a line where he said, I don't want to be remembered for friends. I want to be remembered for helping people. And
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
And so, I do believe in redemption. I do believe that sometimes people that are in bad situations or do bad things can come out of it and do positive things to kind of change the course of their life. And I think for whatever it is, I think that he did try to make things better for some people. And for whatever reason, whether it's suicide or not, he didn't make
That
it.
one's for Matthew Perry.
Just lost a sub.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, it happens.
Yeah, man, it sucks. That was a big loss. I mean, to be honest, that's a big loss, dude. I think that's probably the biggest. Who is bigger this year?
Well, so here's what I want to ask is I saw a comment on one of these videos about Matthew Perry, and it was saying that these come in threes. So we recently had. Wait, when did Suzanne Summers die? Did she just recently die?
Did she die?
Yeah, she died a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had Suzanne Summers. Now we have Matthew Perry,
Mm-hmm.
and there's going to be another one.
Ozzy Osbourne.
No.
Yeah, that guy is so close. I love Ozzy, but he is so close.
Dude, I feel like the devil is keeping Ozzy Osbourne alive. I feel like he made a pact with the devil, and he's like, revive me now. Okay, 5 more months. You know what I mean? Like,
man,
he just has some sort of like life alert. He has life alert for the devil. He's like, I have fallen and I need more life.
maybe,
you know?
dude.
Every time he yells, Sharon!
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, he's about to die.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't really like her, but I do like him. I know, there's questions to mark around, but I remember seeing the first time I saw Ozzy Osbourne was Black Sabbath 1999, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking 34 years ago. Was that 34? No, 24 years ago. And he
He's like, how old are you, Dave?
Wait, you went there when you were 5?
24 years ago.
3 years old?
He looked like he was dying then. I remember thinking
Exactly.
I remember thinking.
Well, dude, if anyone was supposed to have died from drug overdoses, it was probably him.
Yeah. That's why I think he's made a deal with the devil, dude. Like, there's no way he could like outlive all that damage.
Well, I mean, the
that he
thing
did.
was he just was like shaky and like not always coherent, but like he sang and it was just fucking
Well,
perfect.
it's the same way now. You can't understand anything he fucking
but
says.
I know,
but
but-
as soon as he gets on stage and he sings his songs,
it's not
he's
that way anymore.
perfectly. You can hear him perfectly.
No, dude. There's this recent video, maybe like a couple months ago, where he was walking with like an assistant down the street. Somebody, the paparazzi's filming him and shit. And I just watched it and I was like, boy, dude, like he can't walk right. He can't like his back is completely fucked. Like he is.
Well, how old is he? 89?
No,
Something like that?
no. I think he's like 79 or something, or 78 or 80. Like he's in that range. I think late 70s, maybe 80.
Okay.
Chris is looking it up right now. I could be wrong. He might be older than that, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's Ozzy Osbourne. I feel like that's
74,
a little.
74.
bro.
I feel like
He's only 74.
74.
God damn.
Okay.
He looks.
So he's younger than Biden.
He's about.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, dude.
That's true.
Biden.
I mean,
But-
he's younger than Trump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He might actually be. That might be the only person on earth that's worse than Biden for his at his age, dude.
Yeah, but I bet he can. Well, he can't really talk either, so that
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that
he's got to be more mentally.
Does he shit himself though?
He might. Sharon!
No.
I think that he's gonna. I think he's going. I honestly, I just feel like Ozzy Osbourne is going to pass, and it's going to be this big.
Dude, when he does, that is going to be
a big one.
fucking.
That's a big one, dude, because he's the father of metal. A lot of people say, or the god of metal. You know what I'm saying? Like he created it. Black Sabbath basically created metal, and that will be a big hit. And I think people expect it. It's not like random, but that's still a big loss for the music community for sure, dude. I mean, bigger than most. Yeah, I think bigger than most. Because like even like when you look at like Led Zeppelin and shit, like I just feel like they're due too. Like they're just really old. Like Steven Tyler, don't care for him, but I'm just saying like he's old. Like he's still fairly fit, but he's old. Like when he goes, you're gonna be like he lived a long life. You know what I mean? He did. He lived longer.
How old is Steven Tyler?
God, Steven Tyler's
He can't be more older than Ozzy,
I think
right?
he is older than Ozzy, dude.
Is he?
I think so. I think he's 80 or 79.
I don't know, but he's transformed into a woman. That's all I know.
As close as you can get without going full bore. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
sure.
it is no longer Steven Tyler. It might be a Stephanie Tyler.
75.
Okay?
He's 1 year older.
75.
He's only 1 year older than Ozzy. So
he looked pretty good on his tour. I saw some video from it, and he still moves around, runs around the stage and shit. Like it's pretty shocking, But
isn't he like a molester?
Yeah, he's got some. Dude, it sucks. It's a weird thing because
he does have some weird shit.
He has some really bad shit, and like it's one of those situations. Like, man, how different was it in the 70s? You know what I mean? Because we've talked about Rolling Stones. We did music group Rolling Stones, and they have controversy. The whole I think it was the eel thing in Seattle. Or the fucking octopus something. Like they did some shit with fish in Seattle. But there's a lot of that shit in the 70s, man. I mean, even Red Hot Chili Peppers, that whole shit with the kids and the fucking like I mean, it's just But then you watch like those movies, like think of any what's that one, Almost Famous? Is that or Rockstar or any of those? When you look at those old, especially the 80s, ask your parents, your moms and shit. The whole like roadie and the fucking groupies and shit was a big fucking thing in the 80s and even early 90s.
That was a big thing.
And like,
well, not only that, but like seniors in high school, I feel like it was average for like a 16-year-old girl to go with like seniors. You know what I mean? Back in the day,
it was I mean, well, at
or
least
like
that's
older
what
guys.
We were told that. Like the whole like cheerleader who's younger goes with the fucking quarterback, and even my dad was like, I mean, my mom was 15 and he was 22, dude. I mean, it just we look at it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Trust me. I'm not saying that you should do that, but I'm saying we also have to look at what the norm of the 70s. My mom saw nothing wrong with being with my dad, who was 7 years older than her.
Well, that's what worries me now, because it's like, what's the norm today compared to the norm 20 or 30 years from now? And am I going to be like, if I say hi to a woman, am I going to be blamed for like sexual harassment?
You'll be arrested. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Yeah. Handcuff you, like, what'd I do? You're like, did you say hello to that woman? Did you open the door for her? Straight to
30 years ago, yes, I did.
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
Chivalry will be illegal.
Dude, you know what's crazy is people, like, you watch these videos, especially like me, I like TikTok, but you watch these videos of these women, and they're like, I just don't understand why there's no good men out there. I'm like, dude, the whole new era has killed that. No one wants
the system set it up for failure.
Yeah, like what guy wants to take a chance at being considered like gross or like some creep? Because now you hear everybody's creepy, dude. Like, oh, he's staring at you and he's showing interest.
Well,
in
not
you.
only
Like,
that, but like
creep.
facing legal recompense for this. Like, I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not going to pay a fine. I'm not going to do that shit.
You see those old movies and you see the guy come up and the girl's like walking or at the at the store or some shit, and he just walks up and he's like, "Hey there, babe, how you doing?" And he's all trying to shoot his move. Like, that is not happening anymore.
Shoot his move?
Well, that was a
shoot. Hey there, sweet cheeks.
Shoot his load and make his move. That was a combination of the two. But no, what I'm saying is, like, you used to, like, they would kind of, remember like Grease, where he'd just like circle her as she's walking down the street.
Oh yeah,
come on, like, let's go for a ride. Like, you don't see people.
That would be harassment.
That's harassment. That's harassment.
That's catcalling.
And you would be, everybody at her friend group would say he's a creep and don't date this guy and he's a creep. And listen, some of it's overboard.
Well, dude, look at what AOC calls it catcalling right now. Remember when Ben Shapiro challenged AOC to like a debate? And she's like, okay, you're just catcalling me. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. Like, where did this definition come in?
So now trying to prove you're wrong is now catcalling.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you're just a horny dude with a boner. Get away from me. Quit trying to debate my thoughts.
It's weird. Lauren says Nikki Sixx, his wife is 34. They just had a kid. He's like 68, 64. But here's the thing, like, and I just saw an article where somebody was like trying to say that Billy Corgan was a creep because he was with this girl who's like 30 years younger and they have multiple kids now together.
They're over age. I mean,
I know, but the thing
right?
is like when you look at like statistics and you look at like how things work in general, you'll find that a lot of women coming out of school or high school or college are looking for older men because they're more established with their careers. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
well, and women mature faster than dudes do.
They do.
You know what I mean?
So,
like mentally and socially.
Yeah. So to me, like, yes, money's involved. Fame, I'm sure, is involved, right? If you meet somebody who's 30 years older, who's a rock star, it might be more intriguing because you'll think maybe I have a better life. But it's also not that uncommon for a younger woman to like an older man. And it's kind of been weird, right? With the cougar thing, like younger guys are liking older women and they're kind of, older women are trying to get their fix too with younger men because they're, like they like being cougars. There's some women that love being a cougar.
Oh yeah.
They go to the bar because they are looking to pick up that 22-year-old. I know somebody, I'm not going to say names, but I know somebody.
Oh boy.
I know somebody that dates their daughter's friends.
Oh shit.
And it's fine. They're fine with it. And it's like, there's some things there where you're like, maybe you're older, you feel like you're over the hill and you get some satisfaction about being hit on by somebody who's young and spry.
Still
like
being able to pick up the young bucks.
Well, yeah. I mean, think about you. Like if you're 45 and you're single for whatever reason, and you are getting attention from a 22-year-old girl, like you're gonna feel like, damn, I still got him.
Yeah, like that line in Step Brothers was like, she's had the old bull. Now I want the young calf.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, from my ball throw. Whatever he says. Listen, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you understand, right? Like, Greg, like some people like that. Some people need that, I should say, where they feel satisfaction from having somebody that's significantly younger than them show them like, ooh, I'm interested. And it makes you feel like,
yeah,
dude.
And I mean, going back to the whole, like younger girls liking older males, it's like this evolutionary thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you want to have support and it has to do with childbearing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't want to like get into the weeds and like be considered like a freaking whatever misogynist, but I'm just saying like
it's not
evolutionarily wise. When you look at how women, the age that they're ready to reproduce, it tends to be within like the younger ages, not like 15. I'm not talking that young. I'm talking like early 20s, right?
Yeah.
Because the eggs are only good for so long, whereas a man, his seed is good for his entire life.
Yeah, but I think we've been proven wrong on that, haven't we? Because I feel like women are having birth, not saying there's not complications in some aspects, but women are having birth at much older ages than they would have 50 years ago.
For sure. I'm talking about prime. I'm talking about like the prime age range where you have a child without any complications, right? Yeah. It tends to be within the younger age range.
It's just it's a different thing, man. We talked about before, my grandma had like 8 kids. She started having kids at like 13.
Families were a lot bigger. My
grandpa was older. You know what I'm saying? Like she started having children. Then he left the picture and she was with what I consider my grandfather. And he was older than her.
Yeah, my dad's side of the family, they had 6 kids. And 3 boys, 3 girls.
How young were they when she started having kids?
Oh, I don't know that answer.
Probably young. I'm just saying.
I know there was
that answer.
It's probably
I know there
young.
was a family that grew up right down the street from us when we lived in Classic and I. The Shermans. The Shermans had 14 kids.
Fuck, man. That's a lot.
14 kids.
Were they Mormons?
I don't think so.
They got to be Mormons, dude.
Maybe.
I mean,
sure I don't know them to. I don't know them to be Mormon.
Odds are 95% they are. Like I feel like when you get above 10, bro, or even 8, like you're getting into like
the Sherman family I knew were like, she was the daughter, or he was the son of one of the 14.
Oh.
So I knew the kids of him. So I don't know if like his parents were Mormon and they weren't Mormon. But I know like that's a big fucking family.
Dude, you remember the Bymans, bro?
The Bymans?
Yeah. Mormons.
They took over, bro. Like it doesn't matter what class you were in, what school you went to, there were Bymans and there were Bymans everywhere. And they were blonde and they all
Was
they
it
all,
like a O'Doyle rules type thing? Like they were
Bro.
just everywhere?
They all looked. You could tell them.
I mean, yeah, they had land. Okay, they owned a lot of land. They owned a lot of, but I don't know if they were from Utah. Because of the Mormon heritage and all this stuff, or the Mormon background, I should say. But
they all looked alike. All of
there
them.
was a right next to my my parents' house. There was an old cemetery.
Yeah.
Where the Bymans, Jurvakainens, all the Finnish, they were from Finland, right? All of that, the Finnish folk buried their dead. And it was like they had to bury them there. And when there was a funeral there, it lined up. There were so many cars. Typically there's no cars on these roads. It's just like abandoned roads, right? But it was very creepy. There's super old graves there too.
Dude, is it weird that I kind of want that? I kind of want the life to where like I have like this enormous chunk of property and we die on the property, dude.
Oh, I thought you meant just breed.
No, they didn't die there.
No, I want to be buried on my property.
Oh, I don't care about that.
I want to be buried on my property. I want my family to be buried on my property. I want that hit. I want my family to get back to that era of like, this is our land. And our
Do you want to be buried underneath like a walnut tree? So when somebody eats it, they're going, I'm eating great grandpa's nuts.
The circle of life, bro. I mean? Circle of life.
You know what the shittiest part is, man, is like nowadays, to be honest with you, I don't know how long that lasts anymore. And like, I think when you look at just kids in general,
I mean, obviously, like your kids and their kids have minds of their own, and they may or may not keep that going. Yeah. But I want to be. Is
that even like what's the deal with that? Is that legal?
What do you mean is it legal?
Like
fuck them. I can be buried wherever the fuck I want to be buried.
I feel like that's a good question.
I don't know if you can.
Put me in the fucking ground.
I know, but I've never thought about it.
I don't think your family can bury you wherever.
Yeah, I literally have not thought about this, but I have not heard anybody do that. Like bury themselves on their own property, like maybe in like Wyoming or something. But like, I think when you go for the embalming and the whole nine.
No, I don't think you have to do that.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't think it's a legal obligation
think about
to
your
go
property.
through the whole.
You don't really own your property. The government owns your property. So if they're saying there's a dead man on my property, this is the government speaking.
Yeah, but I'm still going to be
be
alive in 35 years when I do own this property.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You never really will own the property because you still have to pay taxes on it.
You got to get the right kind of deed.
Check this out, bro. I don't think it's allowed in a lot of states, but it says it is 100% legal in Texas to have a home burial for a loved one.
Boom.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but I don't think most states allow you to do it.
That's what I will be doing. Eventually, I hope that I'm buried off in the corner of the property somewhere.
Check this out.
Then for some reason, my kids take their plow and build a dirt bike track, and I end up being a jump.
Or you get like they sell your property to the highest bidder, and then they dig you up when they're building new apartment complex. You know what I mean? Like, and like, what do we do with this dude? Who's this dude? You know what I mean?
And then I become.
Dude, what if you like? What if you haunt the place? Like, this is an ancient holy man. Have you heard of the story? He cracked cans like no other.
Well, I think you have a choice if you want to haunt things or not, right?
Dude, in California and other states, anyone who, quote, deposits or disposes of human remains in any place except a cemetery is guilty of misdemeanor and up to $10,000 in fine.
What?
Yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying.
That's so stupid.
You can't bury, like, because they have records and they do all this stuff, and the cemetery is a designated place for bodies.
No,
like you can't just do it. You can't.
Nah, fuck them.
They
don't need a record of where I'm buried. Why do they need that?
Because I think it's because they don't want to like ever potentially have to like run across. That's what I'm saying. Land. It's not like the ancients. You know what I mean? Like
that's why, kids, if you ever watch this episode. If I'm buried on our land and you sell off our land to some fucking hotel or some shit, I'm haunting your ass.
That's when you
for the rest
haunt
of your
it,
life.
That's what
haunting you for the rest of your life.
To haunt it.
Yeah, man. And
you want to hear a quick crazy story about my dad's house in California?
Yeah, let's hear it, dude. We got
Am I
a couple
glitching?
minutes. No, you're good.
You're good. Go ahead.
So right before he moved out of his old house, he lived in, what was it? River or something. I
Riverside?
can't remember the name of it, but no, it wasn't Riverside. I can't remember the name of the city, but his, the neighbor across the fence, they were doing a bunch of like yard work and like renovation and all this stuff. And then about a month later, you see a bunch of cops at his house, and they found the dead grandma buried in the backyard underneath the garden.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when my stepmom was like, okay, we got to get the fuck out of here. Like, this place is just turning into a weirdo like zone and just ugh.
Yep.
So then they moved. But it's just weird. Like, that was in California. So it's not legal to do. So they were expecting, or they were suspecting that the son killed the grandma.
Just because he decided to say, fuck you, I'm not listening to your rules. We're gonna bury our family on our property. Now they suspect him.
Well, no, this was like eventually after the story unfolded, it looked like the son killed the grandma and buried her in the garden, and the family didn't know.
I think
that would be a thing, though.
I know,
like,
but cemeteries are
you
designated.
bury me on the property. Don't build like a potato patch or pumpkin patch or something on me.
I'm just saying, I think like
because then you're going to be
might grow better.
They're safe. Like, no one's going to buy a cemetery and build on top of it. I mean, they obviously shouldn't, but they're not going to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a designated safe space for bodies. You know it is. They're not going to build on it. And if you were just to be built out in a field somewhere, right?
I will make it part of the deed or whatever I have to do to where my property cannot be sold to others except for family.
Yeah, but it could be bank could just take that shit over. What if they quit paying, for example, taxes? It doesn't matter what you write in your deed.
Dude, I don't know how true it is, but I heard there's a specific kind of deed that you can get that eliminates you from being under government control, and they can't take it.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know if it's true
because you always have to pay
that.
taxes. Even in Yellowstone, he owned it, but they were talking about taking his land because he couldn't afford the taxes anymore. So even when you own it, you're still paying taxes. And if it becomes so expensive,
what I was just saying,
that they can't afford it, bye-bye, Chris. You're now under a hotel.
Good thing here in Texas, they're trying to eliminate the property taxes.
Yeah. I mean, but there's still ways. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's always going to be ways.
Then kids, if I die and you bury me on this property and I put it in there that you can sell it to anybody else, and some of you fuck up somehow, and now you have to, there's someone's after you, fight to the death.
Chris, if I'm still alive for whatever reason, I'll dig you up and move you somewhere safe. I'll find the perfect little fucking little nook somewhere out in the fucking field.
Chris, Chris dies, gets buried somewhere.
Yep.
20 years later, Dave comes knocking at the door with a shovel. He's like, I have a promise to be fulfilled.
I'm like 95 dragging his fucking coffin down the street, dude. I'm just saying, you got a friend in me. You know what I'm saying? That's what. All right, dudes. It's fucking been an hour and 7 minutes, man. That was fun, man. I enjoyed that. That was fun, man.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Good stuff.
It's good stuff. Hey, just be careful where you bury your bodies. You know what I'm saying? We're not as free as we think we are.
Bury them wherever you want.
Well, I don't know if I would say that.
Free men don't do that shit.
Well, I don't
free
know.
men do free things.
Look at your state's laws, and if you don't like them, get them changed. You know what I'm saying?
Then you just do what you want.
Greg, it's good seeing you, man.
Good seeing you guys.
There it is. Cheers to everyone. Hope you have a good Monday. And we will see you on Hump Day. And have a happy and safe Halloween, baby.
Make sure your kids get lots of fucking candy.
So you can eat it. You know what I mean?
True. Later, guys.